1041. It may sound counterintuitive, but the worse condition your street is in, the less likely it will be fixed. Only in Tucson. Right? Right? So the worse your street condition, the worse condition your street is in, the less likely it will be fixed. There's a reason why, by the way. I'll get to this in a moment. Tucson and Pima County will spend more than $45 million next fiscal year fixing crumbling roads. But their focus is on keeping our busiest streets from falling apart. Yeah, sure it is. Turns out it is far cheaper to maintain a decent road by layering on new seal coat than it is to slow the deterioration of a cracked pothole-marred street or to bulldoze one that's beyond repair and move on to the next one. And look, let's stop here real quick. Let's also point out something else that they'll never talk about within the news story, okay? And that is most likely, okay, it is the poorer areas of town that have worse streets than other areas, okay? Follow me on this road. Take my hand as we go down this journey. We have to walk because the roads are too bad. So you're looking at poorer areas, less affluent areas that have worse roads, okay? All right. They're more dependent on the government. Therefore, they're also more than likely already liberals, in which case there is less of a need to have to go and fix those roads in poorer areas of the community, especially in terms of garnering vote and favoritism, than there is in other areas of town. Now, I'll give you, I mean, that's a small portion of it. I understand the logic behind fixing roads that are better, well-maintained, and that are more traveled more often. But look, make no mistake, when it comes to the influence that can be gained from fixing roads in Tucson, it is way more advantageous for local officials to stick to areas where they know more people are going to end up being happy. And those other areas, they don't ever have to worry about getting those votes anyways, because those areas are filled with mostly dependent on government individuals that are going to continue to vote for Democrats. The RTA won't be any help either, sadly. Its entire budget, which comes from a voter-improved half-cent sales tax, is earmarked for major construction projects on heavily traveled main streets. Quick question, what would you rather have, Michigan lefts on Ina or fixed roads? Look, you don't even have to fix the roads. Just don't give us the Michigan lefts. Michigan lefts are they're so stupid. Gosh, they're dumb. You know, and especially with the way we do things here in Tucson, because we do things that other places do poorly, right? So like with our Michigan lefts, we won't put them far enough like out, right? That's going to be the problem. I can already see that happening up at Oracle and Ina, where you have to go through the intersection and go to a turn lane to make a U-turn and come back. They won't place it far enough out from the intersection to where it's not going to have an adverse effect in backing back up. And producer Tristan knows of which I speak because he was from Michigan and knows what happens on those streets where they have Michigan lefts, and they're really stupid. And you go, why am I... You know what the worst part about a Michigan left is? I was making a joke. Top 10 worst things about Michigan lefts. Well, the worst thing about a Michigan left is when you know you have to go left. Say if you're traveling east on Ina going through Oracle, okay? When they get those in and you pass through the intersection and you look over to your left and you go, but I want to go that way. And you have to pass right by, because usually when that happens, it means you missed the turn because you were distracted. You were texting or talking to someone on the phone. And you go, gosh darn it, I missed my turn. Now it's going to be, gosh darn it, they forced me to miss my turn. I says, I want to go that way. And now I'm way up here. And now I have to sit in traffic before I turn back around. The latest estimate from the Pima Association of Governments is that 52% of roads in Pima County are in poor condition. Those streets, mostly residential and industrial, do not pose a serious safety hazard and are simply too expensive to fix. Keeping the best city streets in top condition is relatively inexpensive. Applying a layer of asphalt emulsion, better known as fog seal, costs roughly $15,000 per square mile. A more expensive treatment for roads is slightly worse, but still good condition. It's microsurfacing or adding crushed stones mixed in with emulsified asphalt at about $53,375 per mile. By the way, that whole crushed stones mixed with that and the car's got a smooth, that's awful. I wonder if they looked at cheaper ways of doing that. Probably not. 751-1041. So not only if you have a really bad street is it less likely to get fixed, but we actually take longer to fix our potholes here in Tucson. That's just how we roll. More of the John Justice Show coming up on 104.1 The Truth, Right Talk for Tucson.